Smith, and it gives me great pleasure to welcome each of you here today. It's a wonderful day to do a double duty, a ribbon cutting and a groundbreaking. I don't think that's ever been tried before, but this project has endured multiple never been done before efforts, so I think it's appropriate that we would break new ground and try something new. So certainly want to let you know that as we celebrate these two milestones, we're going to have a list of speakers, and we're going to have an overview of the people that have made today possible. As we know, for the better part of 2 decades, we've been trying to get Skylands off the ground, built and occupied. And for the better part of those 2 decades, Chris and Gary have been unwavering in their commitment to the Skyland community. And what you see around us is a testament to that vision and determination of the Skyland partnership led by Rappaport and W.C. Smith companies, along with Washington East, Marshall Heights, and Harrison Malone, part of the Skyland development team. But we couldn't have gotten this far without elected officials, and certainly not without the community members who have voiced their opinions and helped guide us through the many months and the many meetings and the countless nights and weekends that we've spent talking about Skylands and talking about what the wishes of the community are and how we can deliver on those promises. But what a great thing to see the fruition of that hard work come to fruition today. So on behalf of all the partners, I want to thank Mayor Bowser, Deputy Mayor Farchecchio, Councilmember Gray, and ANC Commissioner Tiffany Brown for their support and commitment to this project and for being here to join with the celebration with us. This morning, as I said, we're going to hear from several individuals who have been instrumental in the success at Skylands, and we'll have the groundbreaking followed by the ribbon cutting in the lobby of the Crest. So we'll go to the groundbreaking, and then we'll do the ribbon cutting in the lobby of the Crest. And luckily, Lidl is here. They've brought refreshments. Thank you, Connor Bevins, for handling that for us, and thanks for your generosity. So let's get started. Without further ado, I'm going to call to the microphone somebody who really needs no introduction. As the sitting council member who was the former mayor and once the council member prior, Councilmember Gray has been a stalwart in our vision for trying to bring this project forward. And Councilmember Gray, without any further, I'm going to introduce you.
Thank you so much, and good morning, everybody, to this wonderfully warm day today. Everybody, I'm glad to see you all here. And I want to thank those folks who've been so instrumental, too, in helping us get to this point. And it has been I would say, a labor of love, but it's been a labor. Let's put it that way. And I'm delighted, Mayor, for you to be here, too, and be a part of this. I would say good morning to everybody, but my notes are not as readily accessible as they should be. But in any event, this is a long time coming today. I think I was the mayor when we started this project, and that was a while ago, Mayor. So we're glad to have you also to be a part of making this happen. It is a great day to be able to see the 450, however many, 470 buildings, numerous housing opportunities that are going to be opened as a part of this effort. I can well remember the day when it was just a dream to be able to get to this point, and look at where we are today, and look at the number of housing units that are being developed, that are going to be open, and it is interesting to be able to have a groundbreaking and a group coming together to be able to celebrate the opening of this. Gary, I want to thank you and Chris also for the great work that you all have done to make this happen. I am so delighted. It took real perseverance to be able to make this happen, and you and Chris absolutely demonstrated the perseverance that was necessary to be able to bring Skyland to fruition. There were so many days, and we thought this would never happen, and it did. Look at where we are now, and look at where we are going with this. Look at the additional amenities that are going to be brought to the people who will be living here, people who will live nearby to Skyland, and look at the opportunities. Look at the openings that are going to be happening now as a result of this. So, Gary, you and Chris and all the team of your firm, the William C. Smith Company, just did not give up. And I want you to know how excited and pleased I am to be able to see this happen. So, again, to all those who joined us today, again, thank you, John. Thank you, Mayor, for the work that you all have done to make this happen. It is, I think, one of a beginning of things that are going to be happening with additional opportunities for people who live in Ward 7. We have, some areas of the city, we have as many as 10 full-service grocery stores. We have 2 over here. We got Lidl coming, which is a 3rd, and hopefully there will be more in the future as well. So this is a great celebration today. I'm delighted to be here, and we'll look forward to even more opportunities as we move forward. So thanks, everybody, for coming. We appreciate it, and let's have a big round of applause for us getting to this point today. Thank you.
Well, good morning, everyone. So, Councilmember Gray, thank you for your work on this. Like you said, there's probably been countless calls, community meetings, and really just wanted to start there. Thank you to the community for your patience, but also your persistence to bring us where we are today. So behind you, there are 263 homes, as well as retail. So that means 263 families will now be able to live right here at Skyland. That's worth applauding. So the reason why I wanted to talk to you, because I know that we're going to hear a lot about this project, but I wanted to talk to you because I know Councilmember Gray and Mayor Bowser would not be happy if we just stopped here. So we've got to make sure that we finish this project and bring everything from Starbucks to N Pizza to Roaming Rooster, and then, of course, Lidl. But we really need to make sure that we do more for Wards 7 and 8. So what we want to do is, through Mayor Bowser's Fair Shop budget, she's proposed a $58 million food access fund. What that will do is bring more food options to Wards 7 and 8. So what it'll actually do, though, because the mayor said, well, what's the impact? If I make that investment, what's going to be the impact? And so what it'll do is make sure that 95% of Ward 7 and 8 residents are within walking distance of a food option. Right? Now, believe it or not, Councilmember Gray is going to have to fight for each of those dollars, right? So the council this month will start marking up the mayor's budget proposal, and they'll start moving around some money. We know it happens. I think the mayor put forth the perfect budget, but sometimes the members of the council disagree. That $58 million, again, 95% of Ward 7 and 8 residents will be in walking distance of a food option. So if you take away a dollar, why do we think that less than 95% should be within walking distance? So we need to call on the council to support that $58 million. And so Councilmember Gray alluded to it. Really what we need to do is get more supermarkets here in Ward 7 and 8. If you look at these boards, we've got a bit of a cheat sheet for you. 3 of the district's 79 supermarkets are east of the river. That's far too few. Lidl will make us add another one, and with Mayor Bowser's leadership and Councilmember Gray's leadership, we'll actually have a new, although be it replacement, grocery store at Minnesota and Benning Avenue as part of Northeast Heights. So we need to do more to make sure that we're creating food options here. But we also want to make sure that we create jobs, and jobs in companies that Ward 7 and 8 residents own. So part of that $58 million is about $4 million to make sure that we fund what we call Nourish DC. And Nourish DC, what that does is allow us to put grants and loans and technical assistance to small businesses right here in Ward 7 and 8. So how many people know that neighbor who makes the best pie in the neighborhood? All right, I see the hands. I see some hands back there. What we want that person to do is actually start a business. We want them to serve more customers, and we want them to hire their neighbors. So the Nourish DC program, which is part of that $58 million, allows us to do just that. And then, of course, Polly Donaldson is here. She's the director of the Department of Housing and Community Development. I think what she's most excited about in the budget is a $400 million investment in the Housing Production Trust Fund. That $400 million will make us be able to invest in about 3,000 units of affordable housing. Now, how many people here think that housing is too affordable in D.C.? All right. I didn't see any hands go up. How many think it should be a little bit more affordable? By show of hands? All right, there we go. Saw a lot of hands go up for that one. So what we want to do is, over the last 6 years, the mayor has invested at least $100 million in the Housing Production Trust Fund each and every year. So this year alone, $400 million means that we'll get to $1 billion for the mayor's time in office. That's worth us fighting for. Thank you. And making sure our partners on the council know that you can't just trim a little bit away, because that's less housing for our families and less housing affordability for all of our residents. So with that, I want to bring us back to this project and to the folks who have worked really hard at doing this. I know that each year the mayor, council members head out to Las Vegas to go talk to retailers about coming to the district and expanding here. And somebody who's helped us lead the way in that effort year in and year out is Gary Rappaport. So not only has he led here at Skyland, but he's led to make sure that we have, like Mayor Bowser says, we have all the retail that any city could ever want. We just don't have it everywhere we need it. And so Gary Rappaport has helped us address that issue. So here he is, everybody, Gary Rappaport.
Thank you, John. Today is an important milestone for Skyland, for me. Today I feel immense pride to see the work that went into completing Phase 1 of Skyland Town Center. As we break ground on Phase 2 and celebrate the ribbon cutting of the crest, I want to recognize how far we have come. The development of Skyland Town Center has been 30 years in the making. The residents of Ward 7 imagined a vibrant, mixed-use space, and although it took a long time to get here, I know that the Skyland we are creating now means that communities east of the Anacostia River will have the best of shopping, dining, and living here at their doorstep. That's the true phenomenon of strategic development envisioned with this community and built in conjunction with them, so that what our team and partners deliver will be a place this community can call their own. My commitment to cultivating places through revitalizing neighborhoods in the D.C. metro area is why 20 years ago we submitted our proposal to develop Skyland Town Center. To ensure the community's needs were addressed, we joined forces with neighborhood groups, civic leaders, and joined in a partnership with W.C. Smith, the Washington East Foundation, Marshall Heights Community Development Organization, and Harrison Malone Development. We wanted to make Skyland a livable place for all residents. We all hoped and then knew that Skyland Town Center would bring restaurants, retail services, a new grocery store, and housing to the community. However, what we need to realize is that Skyland Town Center is even more. Skyland Town Center is the base, the anchor, the stabilization, and for growth for Ward 7 and Ward 8. Of the 4 phases of Skyland Town Center, we have retail tenants opening and residents now living in Phase 1. We are under construction on Phase 2, and we have 2 additional phases still to build. The first phase of 84,500 square feet of retail and a 260-unit multifamily property, the Crest DC, is what we see today. This year we welcomed CVS Pharmacy, which moved its permanent location this past March. And I would like to thank all the members of our team, as well as the CVS team that worked together so that their store never closed and continued to serve their customers throughout the demolition and new construction. And we welcomed the Crest, a multifamily property that opened to residents in April 2021. In March, we announced that Roaming Roosters would locate in the Crest residential property, and other fast food restaurants, Tropical Smoothie Cafe, Mezel, and Mesa will release in the new retail block. Today, we celebrate the next phase of retail that will join CVS, Skyland Nails and Spa, Chase Bank, and Like the Barber, a neighborhood institution that has been serving families in Wards 7 and 8 for 30 years. This next phase of development is monumental. Lidl, the first full-service supermarket to locate east of the Anacostia River since 2007, will begin to break ground this year. Lidl will anchor the new retail block with a 29,000 square foot grocery store, its first in the District of Columbia. A drive-through Starbucks, the first of its kind in Washington, D.C., will complete the new retail phase. Upon completion, Skyland Town Center will have up to 156,000 square feet of retail and 450 to 500 residential apartments in a vibrant town center environment. As the largest retail development in southeast Washington, D.C., Skyland Town Center will provide much-needed services and amenities to the communities of Wards 7 and 8. Today, I would like to thank all of the community members and public officials who have been involved to date with this long-anticipated project over many, many years. Councilman Vincent Gray, Mayor Muriel Bowser, Deputy Mayor John Petruccio, ANC Representative Tiffany Brown, and Skyland Task Force led by Earl Williams. I would also like to acknowledge the achievements of a strong team. We could not have progressed to this point without your support. The Skyland Development Team, which is made up of 5 members, my firm Rappaport, which brings retail expertise to the project, W.C. Smith, the residential expert, and our partners, the Washington East Foundation, represented by Carrie Thornhill, Harrison Malone Development, represented by Merrick Malone and Dean Harrison, and the Marshall Heights Community Development Organization, represented by Babatunde Oloyade. We have been working on this project together for 20 years. We have all become great friends, great partners, family, and we all long for the day when we can all see the accomplishments and the success of a completed Skyland Town Center. Thank you. I would now like to introduce Tiffany Brown with the ANC 7B 02. You're welcome, Tiffany.
Whew. Good morning and welcome to 7B02, or as I like to refer to it as, home of the Skyland Town Center, the largest retail development in Southeast Washington. As Councilmember Gray would say, the East End. I am Tiffany Brown, as he said, and I am the ANC Commissioner for 7B02. I also serve as the chair of 7B. I was asked to give brief remarks on behalf of the community. Easy, right? I will be as brief as I can. As a community, we have waited a long time for this. So when we look at what is community, community is more than a geographical location. It's more than a group of houses or apartments. It's the people. The people of the community work tirelessly to see this day finally come. This community also includes the developer who, like many of us, knew this day would come, but were not sure when. I remember as a child, my family coming to this shopping center. We had the Safeway on one side and the Giant on the other. Sandwiched between those were the post office, the liquor store, and the People's Drug Store, which is now CVS. Sears was across the street. This shopping center was a place that the community needed and used. As time went on, things changed. This shopping center was no longer a place that the community used. It was no longer a resource that we could fully use or appreciate. The Skyland Town Center, we knew, fell victim to disinvestment. It was an eyesore. It was a long time coming, but finally, a change is going to come, and it finally did. Today, as we celebrate the ribbon cutting of the crest and the groundbreaking of Phase 2, we, the community, must hold the developers, city, and ourselves accountable for the success of this town center. This is our town center. Let me say that again. This is our town center. We are delighted that it is here in the many retail offerings that are coming. I'm especially excited about Roman Rooster. I would like to thank the Hillcrest Civic Association, the Skyland Task Force, and the many community members for their hard work and advocacy over the many years as this project grew. We wrote letters, testified before the council, the zoning commission, to see that this project would one day be a reality. Today is that day. I would be remiss if I did not recognize the former ANC commissioners that served during the inception of this project. These are the people who sat in the very seat I sit in now. They are Kathy Chamberlain, Ken Davis, Howard Ways, and Zena Williams. It is on these former commissioners' shoulders that I stand. I am the commissioner now, but it was through their advocacy and hard work that this project was able to develop. As this project continues, I pledge to continue to advocate for the best interest for the residents of 7B. Thank you for being here in 7B02, the home of the Skyland Town Center. Thank you. So as my old pastor used to say, ain't nothing permanent but change. So they changed around the program a little bit. So now, coming to the podium is a woman who does not need any introduction. As she likes to say, she is the mayor of her hometown. Coming to the podium is Muriel E. Bowser, the mayor. Thank you.
Thank you. Well, hello, everybody. Let's give Tiffany a big round of applause. The entire commission for ANC 7B, the Hillcrest Citizens Association, and the Skyland Task Force. Let's hear for the residents of Ward 7. I'm Muriel Bowser. I'm the mayor of my hometown and the homeland and the home of the Skyland Center. I am pleased to be here with Councilmember Gray, Mayor Gray, and we are pleased to represent the 5 mayors who have worked on Skyland. Let's hear for your council member. As I was listening to Tiffany talk, I was reminded of something I learned when I started campaigning in Ward 7. What I heard from the residents was skepticism. Skepticism that the city would do what it said it was going to do, that the developers were going to do what they said they were going to do, that the retail would arrive, that the housing would be affordable, and that we would have a center that we would be proud of. I learned a long time ago that the only way to battle skepticism is work. And that is what this project represents. It represents all of the people, all of the players that make this beautiful center a possibility, working together and doing the work. What I also was struck by when Gary was talking is sometimes we've gotten a groove in the city of saying developers are bad, or the development is bad, or that working on projects could be bad. But what we know is when we work together, we get what we want, and that the community needs good developers, and good developers need the community to hold them accountable, don't they? And so that is what we see here at Skyland. Some years ago, Mayor Gray and I were out in Ward 7, and I think I either in Las Vegas talking about Ward 7, I meant to say. And I think either I was just elected or I just became the chair of the Economic Development Committee. But almost every member of the council who was there was in a little room with Gary talking about Skyland. Gary told us a story then about the hundreds of community meetings he had attended. He talked about the hopes and aspirations that people shared with him. And he told me then, and I believed him then, and I'm sure of it now, that he was not going to walk away from Skyland no matter how hard it got. And some projects are hard. That's why we've been at it for, Gary, 20 years, the city for 30 years, the community for longer than that. And what I'm so proud of today is that we are here to celebrate. I am proud that this project will be an example for the rest of what we're going to do in Ward 7 and Ward 8. And I am proud to be the mayor now when we're pulling it across the line. And I hope I will be here to pull the other phases across the line, because that's what's going to be important. You heard John talk about the $58 million. And it happens that we're celebrating at the time the council has our budget proposal, Mayor Gray. And $58 million is a big deal. And we've gotten questions about it already. How exactly is that going to translate into more grocery? Just like with Skyland, how the city was first, the city has to be first in a lot of projects, whether that's a new lease, whether that's a TIF, which we also got approved in Ward 7, whether that's incentives for the grocers, whether that's how should I say, fixing some problem locations. They're all important, and they're all in this $58 million. So we know, you heard Mayor Gray say this, and you know, many neighborhoods, you can throw a rock and you'll hit a grocery store. That's not the case in Ward 7. That's actually not the case where I live either. And we need to fix that, and the one way that we fix it is allowing the city to be first. The other way we fix it is with successful projects like this. So when we go to Las Vegas the next time, we won't be talking about what might be happening at Skyland. We will be talking about what's opened at Skyland. And you did that, Ward 7. You did it. You did it. And we're going to do it again. I had some notes I was supposed to talk about. But I've just been moved by all the faces that I see that we haven't seen in a long time, and all the people who came together to make this possible. I think we're going to have Greg Fennell from W.C. Smith come back up and introduce the rest of our guests. But I wanted to say, where's Brett? Did I say Greg? Brett. And the Councilmember McDuffie is here. Give him a big round of applause. And Brad, please join us. Thank you, everybody.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. You know, we talked about vision, we talked about determination. If you back up the clock, great developers can't get great projects going unless there's lenders out there that have faith in you. And so next to speak will be a couple of the lenders that were influential in making this story become a reality. And first is going to be Tony Marquez from Eagle Bank.
Good morning, everybody. Great to be here with you today. I serve as president of the commercial bank at Eagle Bank. The challenges of the last year certainly have opened our eyes to the need for commercial investment in our communities, as the mayor said, especially at a time when the banks, PNC and other banks, funded a whole lot of loans during COVID. I think it's really important to note that our role goes beyond just investment in new apartments, stores, and restaurants. They build up and revitalize our communities and tie themselves to the people that they serve. On behalf of Eagle Bank, I want to thank you all for taking the time out today at this groundbreaking celebration. I guess it's a ribbon cutting also. I'm immensely proud of Eagle Bank's role in financing the development of Skyland Town Center, which is this part of it as opposed to PNC behind me. It provides a unique living, shopping, dining, and gathering place here in Ward 7. From the outset, Eagle Bank has been about community building, and we have a deep commitment to the communities where we operate. The injection of capital into this project has been instrumental in transforming Ward 7 and will provide housing opportunities for a lot of workers that make up this vibrant community. We're extremely thankful for the opportunity to work with all of the sponsors of the project, but certainly the Skyland Town Center development team, Chris Smith and his team at W.C. Smith, the Rappaport companies, and the Washington East Foundation have been incredible partners throughout this long process, as we've all indicated, and we're excited to finally see the project come to fruition. I'll turn it over to Brad again. Thank you very much.
As someone just referenced, constant change is to be expected. So I think what I'm going to do is ask the other lenders to come up as well, and then we'll introduce each one and try to go through. So paired up with Eagle Bank, so why don't we have David Morris from EB5 Associates, Jermaine Johnson from PNC Bank, and Monica Warren-Jones from Enterprise join us. David, you want to kick us off?
Good morning, everyone. My name is David Morris, and I'm the general partner of DCRC Skyland. We've invested $58.5 million into this project, into this side. I met Gary and Chris in the summer of 2013, so I'm not in for 30 years or 20, but a solid 10. And they came to my office, on a humble little office on U Street, to introduce me to the Skyland project. It was the first time I had met them, but I knew of their success, of their reputation, and it was clear to me their passion for Skyland, their sincerity, their unwavering commitment to complete this landmark project. So it was something special to them, and that translated, and I said, I want to be part of that. So in October 2013, I committed $55 million, since raised that. But Skyland was important to me as well. So I was born and raised in upstate New York, and I'm a hockey player. So when I moved to DC in 1993, the very first thing I did that I unpacked was, where is a local hockey rink that I can play in? And if you don't know it, DC only has one rink. It's Fort DuPont, and it's right down the hill. So it's an incredible facility, a jewel of the city. So every Wednesday and Friday morning at 6:30 a.m. for 28 years, minus COVID, I was in Anacostia, and I learned to love this community over here. So like Gary and Chris, Skyland's different for me as well. I want to thank Mayor Bowser, Councilmember Gray, and the Deputy Mayor's office. Many people don't know, but they have a very active effort to reach overseas to help promote DC to foreign investors and foreign investment. So I was part of Mayor Gray's and Mayor Bowser's efforts on several occasions over the past many years, especially in China, to raise awareness to DC projects like Skyland. So I've raised over $400 million that were invested into DC projects, and I say those are transformative projects as well. Skyland, obviously, City Market at O, H Street, E Street, and DC Fire Station 13, and the Wharf. But to me, Skyland is really special. Again, I couldn't have done this without the DC government, so thank you, Mayor Bowser, Councilmember Gray, and the host of deputy mayors who all spent time in China to help create awareness about DC. I'd lastly like to thank Eagle Bank and Tony Marquez for being such a great banking partner. So on behalf of 117 foreign nationals using the EB5 Investor Program, who collectively invested $58.5 million into this project, I can say that today is a great day, and thank you, everyone.
Good morning, everyone. When you look at a project that's this size and with the importance of what this project means for the community, I think it's already been said, you could not get something like this done without DC Muriel Bowser, without the community, and certainly not without the developers. So certainly thank you for everyone's support and everything you did to bring this project out of the ground. Good morning. My name is Jermaine Johnson. I'm the Regional President for PNC Bank in Greater Washington. It's an honor to join Mayor Bowser, the city, and all of you here today to celebrate the wonderful development of Skyland Town Center. PNC has provided capital for the retail block, which you can see behind me here. We want to make sure we get our project straight between Eagle Bank and PNC. Which you can see behind me. Through the joint effort between the bank's community development banking team and the tax credit solutions group within our real estate business, we committed $16 million to our longtime client, W.C. Smith. It is through this loan and equity investment that not only brings healthy, accessible food options, it also brings job creation from the construction and retail of this project, tapping into the workforce of Ward 7 and Ward 8. We are incredibly proud to be an active participant in the New Market Tax Credits program and the subsequent impact we've been able to make in low and moderate income communities across PNC's nationwide footprint as a result of this great work. The Skyland Town Center investment is a part of PNC's $1 billion commitment to help end systemic racism and support the economic empowerment of Black Americans and low and moderate income families. Through PNC's investment, we are helping to revitalize this community and provide needed resources to the residents that have been historically overlooked. At PNC, we intend to continue to make investments in these communities and make an impactful difference for the underserved. Thank you.
Good morning. My name is Monica Warren-Jones, and on behalf of Enterprise and my colleagues David Bowers and Shamika Gladney, who is our originator for our New Markets tax credits, we're just so pleased. We're so pleased to be a part of this transaction. we provided $10 million of new market tax credit allocation, a gold nugget in really revitalizing and being catalytic for investments like this. And projects of this kind of size really just aren't possible without those kinds of investments, not to mention all the other significant contributions that need to be made by the developers and the other partners and the community, of course. So I just wanted to say that we are really proud to be a part of this. And as an aside, this project really represents an opportunity for enterprise to really meet its goal to narrow wealth and health gaps in Black and brown communities. And but for projects like this, we can't do it. So we're looking forward to participating in other investments east of the river. And just also, during COVID, one of the data stats that became very apparent was not just with our frontline workers, many of who were working in grocery stores, but people in communities who had to travel far to get to a grocery store, or in a limited capacity because of the grocery stores, the sort of lack of many grocery stores in their communities. There's crowding, and there's lots of folks going to the same place, which actually informed risk of COVID. So, this is real. This is more than just this. This is about people's health. It's about people's wealth. And at Enterprise, we're looking forward to doing more of these kinds of investments. Really happy about the $58 million, because we want to leverage that for as much as we can in Ward 5, 7, and 8. So thank you very much, and thank you, Smith. Thank you, Brad and W.C. Smith.
Thank you, Monica, and thank you to all the lenders. We've reached the tricky logistical portion of the program, where we're going to call forward people, and we're going to do the groundbreaking here, and then immediately thereafter we're going to reconvene in the lobby of the Crest, which is just down the street by the balloons. Come in. Lidl has refreshments there. We're going to do a ribbon cutting and continue the celebration. So if I could have everybody who is going to man a shovel to please come forward, grab a shovel, and then we'll reconvene in the lobby.
Yep, in the shot. Yep.
Everybody's in the shop, so it's.
We now return to our previously